Hi, today I will talk about something that I wasn't planning to talk today, but it came across to my mind, so I will share. And at the beginning, you might think I am talking about different things, but at the end, you will see how I connect them, and it will make sense, hopefully. But before that, I wanted to tell something I noticed in the previous videos that talking alone and talking alone by myself is actually harder than talking to a crowd or even talking on a stage, which I have done several times in the small scales. But the difference is when you talk alone to yourself, that you know the person you are talking with listens you. But when you are on the stage, everyone has their own things in their own mind, so usually they don't give a care. I wanted to use another word, but yeah, they don't care what you say. Like, they're just in their own heads, and you notice it after a few times. But when you talk alone, it is not like that. I listen what I say, and many things what I say here, I usually also tell it to myself in a way, which is why I will keep doing these videos even though no one is watching or else, because I mostly tell things that I want to hear also. Okay, and the second thing I noticed before starting to today's video was, until this video, I think I was recording with shirts on me, because mostly I am a shirt guy. But today I was too lazy to put a shirt on me, so sorry about that. Next time I will wear a shirt to show my tidiness in a way. Okay. Hmm. I am ready. So today's book. Let's start with the book this time before talk, because I will mention a very quick sentence from the book and I will continue talking. The book is Critical Thinking. It was a nice brief book. I read it in the seed date. I don't remember. Probably I forgot the writing date, but 2 years ago, 2023 May, I read it on the train. I was on the train to Munich for a solar energy expo, and I remember a sentence that I read in this book, and after 2 years today it came to my mind when I was looking to my library, and I was today thinking about something else, and this sentence came to my mind about critical thinking, that we usually, when we think about critical thinking, and we say, oh, it is necessary and we should do it in our lives for ourselves and what we do in life and stuff. But it it sounds like it's an issue about thinking, and if you cannot do it well, it means you don't think enough, or you are not a good thinker. But I think it's wrong. But I remember, and in also this book states that one of the most critical aspects of critical thinking is the monitoring part. And if we talk about ourselves, like critical thinking about ourselves and what we do, it starts with monitoring of ourselves. So to be able to think critically what we do, how we do, why we do, and etc. etc. We have to know what we are doing actually, but we usually don't. We are most of our days, most of our lives, we just do stuff and we don't think much about them, and we don't remember, or we are not aware what we are doing of mostly. It's like a kind of a dreamy state, misty state, like that. We just do things and we don't think, and it's like a movie we watch. Like we are, for example, our consciousness is somewhere around here, and we have a body, and he just acts and does stuff, reasonable stuff, hopefully, and then we just see it and perceive it. You might think it's like, oh, why the fuck you exaggerated now, right? Like, of course I do my actions and stuff, but then if that was like that, I think there wouldn't be like professions like, for example, dietitians. Because if you ask a person who is like overweight, maybe, and you ask them, hey, do you know what you need to do to lose weight? And they will say, yes, I need to move more, eat less fast food and junk food, eat more healthy food and low calorie food, and I need to take less calories and stuff. They know it. And for 1 or 2 days they do it also. Like they don't eat the foods they usually eat. They don't overeat and stuff. But eventually they cannot do it anymore. And it can be for anything else, not only for this example. We cannot keep track on what we do in the long term, because basically we aren't aware. We just like keep letting ourselves to do. Okay, that was the first part I wanted to mention. Second part of it, which I will connect here later. Today I finished my books second edition, because after reading the first edition that I published, I felt it has lots of issues that are open for further improvements, which is completely normal, because I wrote something for the first time. I wasn't expecting it to be perfect actually, or good, or decent. I was just having fun while writing. But as I noticed, and as I heard from the people who read the book, that if I put more effort into it, maybe it can turn into something promising or decent. Yes, and I thought, okay, I am not planning to write 50 books, right? So it shouldn't be an issue to put more energy and time to try to make it decent. Then maybe in the future it has a value to be read. And every time I looked my book, I found something to change. I found something to improve. I found something that I could write better. And it was like a cycle, Every time I was looking and I was seeing something bad, or I was seeing something good, that I could include more of it or increase it or see another aspect of it. And I was thinking, like, even though every time I wrote this book, my book, I tried my best. Like, I was just sitting and doing my best, not like lacking of attention or effort. But even though I was doing my best, and then a few days later or a few weeks later, I was looking at it again and seeing some parts that I could do better. And I did. Like, I kept writing again, read it, kept writing. And it's very interesting that, like, even though you change a small aspect in the storyline, and then when you try to keep the story flows naturally, that it leads somewhere else that you didn't intend it before. And then you try to discover that path of incidents, and then you are like skeptical because I am not sure where it exactly takes us, but let's see. If I don't like it, I have still this version of this book, right? I don't lose anything. And then you just see, and it leads somewhere, and then you discover some other aspects, possible aspects about your characters, about your storyline, and then you find out some other things that you might like, and you don't want to lose them. But there were some things that you had before, and you don't want to lose them, and you need to make space for both of this stuff. Then you find things that you want to lose eventually, and you get rid of these things. So, and I was thinking, and I was keep writing, and eventually it was getting better into something decent. Not yet, maybe, but definitely much better than the beginning version. I thought maybe doing your best is not enough, because you did your best, and a few weeks later you look at it again and you see other stuff to improve and change and go deeper. But as I noticed, the only thing that makes me possible to do it is being able to read this book again, like looking exactly where I left it. It wasn't just like I was rewriting a book from scratch again and again. It's like I wrote something, it stays there, and after a while I let it sink, and I consider, I reflect, and now I have this better image in my head, and I look it into this book and I see these are weak parts. And when you notice, okay, the book eventually gets better, you say, like, then why I don't do it about it for myself. I don't do this improving cycles or adjustments about my life, and my decisions are about me. You see, like you do your best about something, and you notice later you could do better, even though at the first place you did your best. And in our daily lives, for most of the things, we don't even do our best. We just do what we learned before, what we have taught before, have been taught, or we just do because like it was the easy way, it was the fast way, it was the casual way, and we just do lots of things without thinking, without considering, without critically thinking, and we just do things. And the only thing, though, I think the main reason why we cannot improve ourselves about these issues, because we don't monitor ourselves. We are not fully aware during the day what we do, what we say to the others, how we act to the others, to ourselves also, how we think, what we feel, and lots of issues about ourselves that we could change, and we could improve, and we could wake up every day as a better person next day. And do I do it? Not much, maybe. Should I do it? Yes. Should you do it? Of course. I don't say it's like, okay, we should put cameras to us and record everything we say and find everything. Okay, that was false to say, that was unnecessary to talk, that was false action and stuff. Not like micromanaging, but still, like we could adjust ourselves, our beliefs, our thoughts, our behaviors, our actions, and we could be a much proper, decent person. Like rewriting a book, rewriting yourself, restating yourself, remanifesting yourself in life. And the missing issue is that self-monitoring. Okay. Maybe one thing to add about this self-monitoring issue. Sorry that today I am talking with a low volume. I hope it will not affect the video quality that much, but it's very late at night. I don't want to keep waking up my neighbors with my unnecessary thoughts. Maybe I should be closer to the microphone. Yes. Sometimes, if we are lucky, we have some people in our lives that they are aware of our, for example, mistakes and the things that we need to reconsider or change about ourselves. And usually these people care about us they give value to us, and they want to warn us about these things about ourselves. And like maybe when, since they care about us and they don't want to hurt our feelings, they just warn us softly or kindly. And most of the case, if you are blindly following something and stupid thought or a belief, misbelief, or an assumption, that kind of soft and kind warnings doesn't reach you. But you cannot blame those people. They just try to be nice, right? And in time, these false beliefs, misbeliefs, and manners get bigger and get more toxic or violent or harmful to us or the others. And then they get a little bit frustrated, rightfully. And as a result of this frustration, that they react. They warn us now in a maybe more frustrated or maybe more aggressive or direct way. And this time these warnings reach us. But since we are so blind in our echo chamber, let's say, when we receive this aggressive or direct warning, we take it usually as an insult or like a fight, and instead of listen and understand what they say, we just try to defend ourselves, or worst, we just attack back. I say attack back, but it wasn't an attack at first place. We just understand it that way. And what it usually causes is these nice people who wanted to, in a way, help you to change yourself, help you to understand what you are doing wrong, or help you to push you a little bit more to take the first step of noticing it. We just as a return react themselves rudely and like break their hearts, maybe, which is very wrong. I think many of us do that. I do that too, I think. I don't know when was the last time, but I remember some of it in the past. Maybe I will do it also like anyone else, accidentally, but still, I think at least that's something we could change about ourselves. As I was talking about self-monitoring and rewriting ourselves and changing ourselves, or being a better version of ourselves, like writing a second edition of a book. You can wake up tomorrow as a better person by choosing that if someone who cares you warns you about a mistake, that not choosing to react themselves rudely or violently, and instead trying to receive what they want to explain to you and change yourself accordingly. Okay, I think today's video was a little bit more compact, and yes, I am trying. I think I will get better in this self-talk videos. I'm hoping to make a video about my second edition of my book, and it will be good, hopefully. And maybe I will publish a what do they call it? Voice book, not ebook, but audiobook. Maybe I will put the audiobook version here if you want to listen it. It will be nice, I think. And I think these 20 to 25 minute long videos are ideal instead of that 45 minutes of slow talking. If I beforehand collect my thoughts and tell you comfortably, I think they will be also a little bit shorter in the future. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Sorry for my little volume. Next time I will speak with a bigger volume. Okay. Thank you. Good night.